The neighborhood of Oakwood was established around 1890. Roughly 2 centuries prior to the naming of this neighborhood, Francis Lovelace, the governor of New York Province at the time, granted Frenchman Jacques Guyon a large amount of land. As the neighborhood emerged and grew, the sum of all Guyon's land was used to create the neighborhood of Oakwood. Shortly after the neighborhood was established, a hotel was constructed on the corner of Amboy Road and Clark Avenue. This hotel, which sat on a site across from where the town sign is currently located, was known as the Oakwood Park Hotel. In 1947, the hotel was replaced by the Oakwood Shopping Center. Even with the Oakwood Shopping Center, Oakwood has a smaller commercial area than most. Across from the train station, there are several businesses on Guyon Avenue, in addition to the many local stores which are spread throughout the vicinity. Nonetheless, residents can easily access the commercial districts in nearby neighborhoods. Frederick Douglass was a famous African American who during the 19th century successfully escaped from his owner and became the leader and forefather of the abolitionist movement. This signaled the beginning of the end for slavery. Rodney Dade, a funeral director who truly believed in Douglass's ideals, felt that African Americans should have a place to be properly buried since at the time, African Americans weren't allowed to be buried. In 1935, Dade opened the Frederick Douglass Memorial Park, which, contrary to its name, was actually established as a cemetery. Within Oakwood's borders, there are 2 parks, a Munson Circle and Clausen Playground. A Munson Circle was named after Roald Amundsen, a Norwegian explorer and the first person to reach both the North and South Poles. While on a rescue mission to the North Pole in 1928, Roald Amundsen's plane disappeared. After having acquired an acre of land in the neighborhood, the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation opened this site as a Munson Circle in 1929. In 1933, a memorial plaque was erected in the park for Amundsen. Across from Munson Circle, you can find a 4.5-mile trail, which is also named after the Norwegian explorer. Along Munson Trail, you can find remnants of housing structures among the other artifacts dating back to the Great Depression. Clausen Playground was named after the Clausen family, who settled in Staten Island at the end of the 18th century. In 1955, the land for the park was obtained by the New York City Department of Parks and Recreation. By 1959, the playground was finished and began to be used as part of the schoolyard for PS 50. You can find a baseball field, basketball courts, a play unit, an open field, and an outdoor classroom in this playground for your enjoyment. The area closest to the ocean in Oakwood had once been used as a summer resort. As with other summer resorts populating Staten Island's eastern shore at the time, the beach community of Oakwood faded away as permanent housing began to be constructed during the mid-1900s. In 1956, the Oakwood Beach Water Pollution Control Plant was erected here, which receives all of Staten Island's waste on a daily basis before being transferred to out-of-state landfills. Oakwood consists of many different architectural styles of homes, including, but not limited to, Gothic Revival, Colonial Revival, ranches, and cottages. You can find a number of these housing styles in the Oakwood Heights section of the neighborhood, primarily on Oak Avenue. The section of Oakwood below Highland Boulevard, known as Oakwood Beach, has a number of large townhouses and side hall colonials. Oakwood is home to Public School 50, mentioned earlier. One of Staten Island's most well-known Catholic high schools, Monsignor Farrell High School, is also located in the neighborhood. Even though there are only 2 schools in this neighborhood, there are a number of both public and private schools in the neighboring communities. Transportation within Oakwood includes buses and the train. The S57 and S76 travel down Richmond Road. Just as well, the S78 and the S79 travel down Highland Boulevard along their own route. The X1, X4, X5, and X7 express buses also travel down Highland Boulevard on their way into Manhattan. The train that runs through Staten Island stops at the Oakwood Heights train station, which is accessible from Guyon Avenue as well as at the corner of Cedarview Avenue and North Railroad Avenue. For more information on the neighborhoods of Staten Island, you can visit our website at realestatesiny.com.